have Dane Finney, and his title is Paper Becoming Obsolete.
Computers themselves and the software yet to be developed will revolutionize the way we learn. This is a quote by Steve Jobs, who died in 2011 from pancreatic cancer. It is appropriate to me to use Steve Jobs and his famous quotes because of his untimely death. He exampled that one person could change the world in his own image, and that is what many Americans would like to do in their lifetime, is change the world. The thing is, all of us right now are living in an amazing age. An age where technology is produced based on the consumer and what he or she likes. If it doesn't work for the consumer, it's a failure. Everyone benefits from this type of technology, whether it be a laptop or a cell phone or a tablet. But the thing right now, what we prefer is going to be different from what people in the future prefer. So what we are giving rise to with our technology will give rise to amazing things for everyone else, like our children. The thing about me is, I'm a huge nerd. Back in the day, when I was young, I was into Batman. I always had a Batman action figure. And one day, I think I was like 10 years old, I went with my mom to one of her friend's house. She was doing something over there, and they had one of the first computers. And I walked over, and I got on there, and there was this program called Paint. And the idea that you could have a blank document and draw whatever you wanted and all the effects, that idea grew in my mind to be something that was amazing. And ever since using that computer and the mouse, Batman, this plastic action figure that I was so fond of, no longer was par to a computer. So that made me a huge nerd, love computers, love technology, and now I'm a computer science major, so go figure. So the thing is, in our lifetime, we will see, I believe, handheld tablet computers replace traditional textbooks. What we're going to talk about is first the expense of textbooks. Second, the increases in tablet technology and the benefits that come from this, and the likelihood of this transition. It is clear that paper won't go away, says Jim Uchner, Vice President of Pitney Bowes, but it's a new world and paper's role will change. Today, paper is still valuable. We use it in everyday classes, but the more that computers become able to be brought into class and you can use them to take notes, paper becomes less and less valuable, especially in a college or a class situation. The first point that I'm going to talk about is the expenses of textbooks. Now, we've all experienced this, the huge mass of textbooks once you buy them. They're expensive, and everyone knows this. According to WashingtonPost.com, estimates of how much students spend on textbooks ranges from $700 to $1,100 annually. I know that I spent $500 this semester on textbooks. I'm sure that most of you, according to my audience analysis, did the same thing. But let's talk about the reason for the cost. Number one, color. Color ink, paper, the production, the information research, and also the author wants to profit from all the work that he went through to make this book able to be put in the hands of all of us. So that's understandable. But it gets kind of weird when they make a new textbook every couple semesters and they include a CD, and then it costs more for the program, and it's really convoluted. Another problem, the bookstore and buyback. You buy a book for $100, the bookstore buys it back for less than half of what you paid for it, and then they turn around and sell it for a markup price. So really they're making money off of their own students. So the thing is, paper is not getting smarter, but computers are. According to Moore's law, every 2 years, the number of transistors that can be placed inexpensively on an integrated circuit doubles every year. Every 2 years. So every 2 years, computers become twice as fast and half as expensive. So it's safe to say that computer technology is going to get cheaper throughout the next couple of years. So now that we've talked about the expense of books and how it's kind of annoying to lose money every semester on textbooks, it's just really annoying. Let's talk about tablet technology. There's a technology that's here right now that could easily replace textbooks. Now this one right here is a Kindle Fire. This is $200. That's an iPad 2, which is $500, and this is a Galaxy Tab, which is also $500. Now, I understand that that's a hefty amount of money, especially for tough times right now, but think about the benefits. Portability, having every single textbook in your class with you every single day. Not having to decide which textbook am I going to bring, which am I going to leave home, am I going to have time to do my homework at home or at school, all that annoyance from having 60 pounds of books. The interlinking, I don't know if all of you have, but most of you from the audience analysis have taken a quiz online, turned in an assignment online. Interlinking, being able to do your assignments through your tablet with your textbook, it just seems like we should be using this technology and the tools like calculators and the internet. The thing is, it would take a lot of money for the bookstore to change from selling paper books to tablets, because this is not something that would happen next semester. This is something that would happen over time. But eventually, as students want to have the portability and they have the technology already, software will need to be developed to adjust. Why join the Navy when you can be a pirate? Another famous quote by Steve Jobs. The thing is, if information is able to be digital, it will be put on the web and somebody will pirate it. It's always going to be there. It's always lurking. So we talked about textbooks. We talked about tablets being available. Let's talk about the likelihood of this transition to happen. I think it's years away. The bookstore would first have to offer a digital copy, and that technology is already available, like Blu-ray and DVDs. You know, they already come with a CD, most books. All that it would have to be would be raw data that you could load onto your computer and then to your tablet and have it be interactive to where you could turn in assignments and look up dictionary definitions of words, just like some of the software on iPads. So the software really, its rawest form is already available in here. We just need to transition it into a program for textbooks, which wouldn't be very hard. So you could buy the book for a certain amount of money, the data for the book, as opposed to the book for $100, you could buy it for $50, or you could rent it for $30. These are just figurative prices that I made up just to show you that it could be cheaper, because you wouldn't be paying for the production, the ink, you would just be paying for data. And the author would be in charge of that data. Just like an iTunes rental, if you've ever gone online and rented a movie from iTunes, after a certain amount of days it becomes inactive and you can't open it anymore, just like a textbook would. After a certain amount of time, 5 months, the semester's course, you can't access it anymore. So you're paying less to get the same thing. Number two, the paper bookstore would slowly fade away. This would be over a course of a couple years. But people who still want books would still, the market would still be there, like online, more online. So this is my timeline that I came up with. Next 4 years, there will still be textbooks everywhere. 5 to 8 years, there will be offered digital interactive versions of textbooks. And in 10 years, textbooks will be obsolete. Now, until tablets become less expensive than books themselves, which I see happening, this won't happen. So it'll take a long time. But also, until paper makes a smart leap, it will become more and more indispensable. So I think you'll be seeing college students having tablets more and more than they are now. So we looked at the expenses of books, flaws of buying back books and outdated books, and the tablet technology. We now have a glimpse into the future. So now when you're at home and you can't decide which books to take to class, just know that when your kids are going to college, they will never have to deal with what you did. Thank you.